this past client, and she's got a brother thinking about selling her house, seller finance. So let's call her and see what she has to say.
Hey, perfect timing.
Sweet. What's up?
Okay, so I had a question because I don't understand it all. So my brother, there we go. Hold on, let me get this because I'm dreaming. Okay, so my brother has his house that basically I don't need to run all the numbers by you, but my question is, what's the benefit for the seller doing subject to?
So the benefit for him would be if he's not going to list it, he wouldn't need to pay a listing realtor and a buyer's realtor, which would keep more equity in his pocket. What's his plan? Is he going to build or buy another house?
Okay. So here's the deal. So they had a house, and like a normal, just like a normal house.
Yeah.
And his business did really well in 2020. So they started building a house. Okay, I'll just give you the numbers.
Okay.
They built it. It was gonna cost like $700,000 or $800,000. It ended up being $2.8 million.
Whoa.
Yeah, they just got taken. I mean, the builder just, anyways.
Okay.
He just, like, it's gonna be more. And I know things went up, but like, I really think he just did a number on them. And they were just too nice. And I'm like, you guys, anyway, so that's a whole other story. But, so wait, let me clarify. First of all, it's near our house, which is, some of them are, there's different builders, but like, I know ours was considered a semi-custom. Okay. But I think some of them are just like, I don't know. I guess they'd be semi-custom. They're not all the same houses.
Yeah.
And Tyson's is considered fully custom. Now listen, it is a ridiculous house in a regular neighborhood. Like it's a nice neighborhood. Like it's new. Like almost everything's new within the last, probably 5 years.
Yeah.
But their house sticks out like a sore thumb because it's like
massive or just really
massive. And it's like upstairs they did like pirate theme, like Victorian pirate themes, and then the main level is like modern, and then downstairs they did like they have a hot tub on their roof.
Sounds like we need to have a party there.
Well, I know, and it's just my brother, his wife, his daughter, and then half-time stepson.
Yeah.
But they built it because his business was doing fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's not. Like, he might have to go back to a 9 to 5. So, okay, so let me just run the numbers right. So they spent 2.8. They sold their little house, the little house they had, a few miles away to get some money to be able to make these payments. I don't want to tell you too much. They just didn't make the best financial decision, in my opinion.
So what are they trying? Are they trying to keep the $2.5 million house, or like what are they trying to do?
So it's kind of up in the air. So they want to, so they can move. Their plan is like possibly 2 years, but they also could move right now. But they're like, we can't. This is what I'm calling because they're just so adamant. They're like, we won't be able to sell the house for what they owe 1.2. Okay, so that's much more doable because there's houses near us for 1.2, 1.3.
Okay.
That aren't fully custom. Just around the corner.
Do you know what their interest rate is? What they owe?
Yeah, as far as I know, it's 4%.
Okay.
And so, long story short, they owe 1.2. It's 4%, but they are like, one, we won't be able to sell it. For a regular house loan, And I'm like, I'm pretty sure you will. Regular as in also kind of around the corner, there's houses for like new houses for like 550, 650.
Yeah.
He's been, I mean, he's self-employed, but like, I'm like, if you. So anyway, so that's what I'm wondering if like.
So is he wanting to sell it? Let's just say he sold it. Is he wanting to get some of his equity back? I would imagine so.
But I honestly don't think, because the rest of the houses,
they just spent too much.
These are completely different, but I think it would be a wash for them. Like, I think they would get 1.3. I could be wrong. But
well, you should have him call me because I can get more details into it. But if
so, will they be getting any? Okay, so they get like, well, sorry, hold on, I might.
Okay.
Because there's like no. Okay, so my question is, they don't.
I lost you. If you can hear me.
What was that?
Okay, start over. I lost you that whole time.
Okay, so if they did it, they would get some kind of down payment and then a monthly payment, correct?
Yeah. And it's totally, obviously it's all negotiable. So with Subto, it's basically creative. So we can come up with something, let's just say, like a really good deal right now that I'm looking at is an entry fee below 10%. So if somebody goes and gets a traditional mortgage, most likely, unless it's an FHA, but those are higher interest rates, they're going to have to pay like 20% down. So the value that he has, though, is the 4% interest rate.
Right.
So Subto would be his best option to get the highest price because people will pay more for that interest rate.
And I know how much approximately their monthly payments are, and I just don't know. People don't do that for a house in a regular neighborhood.
Yeah. So it obviously depends on numbers and his situation, but just, did you say they owe 1.4? Is that what I heard?
I think it's 1.2.
Okay, let's just roll with 1.2. If he wants, let's say 1.2, he wants to keep the down payment below 10%, or an entry fee for a buyer would be $120,000.
Oh, wow.
So we could start a little bit higher because I see them go all over the place. It's what they want, and then we can kind of adjust it from there. But I'm in a community of probably 10,000 investors that if he's wanting to sell this subject to, I could blast this out to all these investors, and I think we could find him a buyer pretty quickly. If not, then we just would need to adjust our numbers. But that 100, let's just take the 120,000, right? If he wants to pocket some of that, maybe he wants $10,000 just as a reserve, or the down payment can go all the way to principal. That way his loan's paid down, and that would probably affect the monthly payments a little bit. Or the 120,000, he can pocket all of it, say none of that's going towards the mortgage. I'm just pocketing it, almost like a deposit on a rental, and then say, hey, buyer, you're taking over what's left on the mortgage. So we can get super creative on it.
So basically, just to give him an idea, basically it's like somebody's buying their house, but they'll give him a big down payment and then the monthly payments. Let's just say like it's a wash, and the person just pays what they're paying, right?
So the smart thing to do, think of it like rent. If he was to rent his house out, but he wouldn't be the landlord, because the new buyer would take care of the property, the taxes, the insurance. So he's basically becoming a landlord without the headache. And then if they were to default one time, he would get the property back and he would keep the down payment and all the monthly payments that they've made. So worst case scenario, it's actually best case scenario for him because he has a large down payment. They've also paid down his mortgage. He would get the property back and could resell it again or keep it.
Okay,
and
so then they would need a place to live. So my question is, so I would probably have to have I would have to tell them because they're worried about not qualifying for another house.
Right. So
but
if we were able to get this under contract, it would basically wipe out the debt that they have on this $2 million house, or I guess the 1.2 million that they have. Yeah. And so what I can do then is if they're trying to qualify for a new house, there's two ways you can do it. It's called a lease with an option to purchase, which the banks, if we have that contracts, the banks basically look at it as you have income on this property that's offsetting your mortgage payment. So your debt to income ratio isn't showing the $1.2 million property. We can do it that way, or whoever he's qualifying for the new loan, I can call their underwriter and say, look, we've got this under contract. It's going to close on this date. It's subject to, and usually that call to the underwriter will allow them to qualify for a new loan because it's not going to affect their debt to income. And that's what the underwriters are looking for if they're going to go purchase a new place.
Okay. And then they just have to see, because I don't know how much he's making right now.
Well, and we could possibly go find him a seller finance deal because
that's true, huh?
Then he doesn't need to go through the banks to qualify. So I've got another kid in my ward that he's a business owner, but he doesn't claim everything on his taxes. So he can't qualify for a traditional loan. So we're on the hunt for a seller finance deal for him. Okay. And it would be very similar to your brother's situation, with a lot of business owners do this because they want to save on their taxes. They don't want to claim everything to qualify for a traditional loan. So this just makes more sense for them.
Yeah. Okay. So I will explain that to him. They're trying to figure out what to do. And I do know that their son, the one that she has 50-50, they have to stay here in Harriman. So okay. I think they're trying to decide, do we try to just, they're, not that they're living paycheck to paycheck, but he's self-employed, so he's, nervous every month, oh, that's really cool, right? So anyways, okay, so I will tell all that stuff.
Tell him to give me a call, and if you want to hop on a three-way call.
Yeah, we could. Let me.
If something works.
Yeah, let me talk to him, but it'd probably be more like his wife making the decision.
Yeah, we could hop however many people, and I can just explain it to him because it's not the traditional way, but if I can break it down simply for them to understand, it might be the best option.
Yeah, because I think they just don't understand, there are options. If they don't want to do that, that's fine.
Yeah.
But they're no, we won't be able to sell it, and no, we won't qualify for another house, so they're just kind of, sticking it out. So,
yeah.
Okay, well, let me see when he can, I know he's working right now, but let me see when him and Lori, oh, crap, they have family in town, too. Okay, let me talk to Lori. Lori's his wife's name, and see when they can sit down and maybe I'll go over there too. And they live 2 doors down.
Okay.
So I could just go over there. But let me get in touch with them and see when. Oh, oops. and see, when they can sit down and have a little meeting with you.
If you go over there and it's just a good time, just call me and I'll make you high priority.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. And I think, I just didn't know how to explain to them like the benefit of doing.
Well, and they might not get like a traditional buyer. Well, I mean, there's a possibility, but I have so many investors that are looking to buy stuff that we could just shoot it out to an investor and they might be the perfect match. So
yeah, right. Okay. All right. Sounds good. Well, I will be in touch with you and let you know. I'll reach out to them and see when they can sit down. I know they have family in town this week, and so Lori's like, we're not available at all. And I'm like, well, you live 2 doors down. I could like,
yeah.
Anyways.
No, if next week, no rush, just whatever works best for them.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. And we'll be in touch. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thank you for answering those questions, Jordan.
Yeah, you're welcome. We'll talk soon.
Later. Okay. Bye.
Bye. So, oh man, see, stuff like that is hard because hopefully she explains it well, but it could make it more confusing and then they get more overwhelmed. So ideally, I would like to talk to the brother. I've actually met him a few times. Oh, freak. Okay, so I'm gonna just call. I'm actually just gonna hop on Zillow and look at properties that have been sitting a while because I'm a little bit rusty. I'm gonna go direct to agent and just try this out. So here we go. I'm gonna look for single family homes probably. Maybe condos. Let's go in here and here's some up in Tremont. And I'm gonna go in my area, which is like north of Salt Lake. That's probably what I'm gonna do. It's too big of an area. That looks good right there. And then I'm gonna go for sale houses. I'll go multifamily too, and townhomes. Apply. Oh, dang it. See, I don't like this because I have to click into each one. I want to see how long they've been listed. Here's one in Layton. I guess it doesn't take that long to click into them. 3 days, don't like. I wish Zillow had that option in the filters where you could just filter out how long it's been listed. Actually, I guess I could go. I bet it does newest to oldest, so I'll just go back on the oldest pages. I wish I could pause this live stream because I got to go to the bathroom. North Ogden, 6 days. Oh, yeah. It does have it up in the top left. Price cut. There's a good one. Price cut, 28 days on Zillow. Well, this looks like a little remodel. Christian Sadler. Okay, I'm gonna make one call and then I gotta go to the bathroom after this.
Hi, this is Christian.
Hey, Christian, this is Jordan Wheeler. I'm looking at your listing there on 15th Street. Is it still available?
It is, yeah.
Okay. Is it a flip? It looks like it's been totally remodeled.
Correct.
Okay. Are you the flipper or just
No.
just listing it for him?
Just listing it, yeah.
Okay. How long have they had it? Do you know?
I don't know the details on that.
Okay. Is there anything in the pictures that, if I were to go there, that would look different or that I should be aware of on it?
I don't think so. I mean, I didn't capture a lot of the backyard. The backyard's big, but it's kind of overgrown. Definitely needs some work. Looks like there's some cement from like an old structure back there. And then overall, though, I mean, the house is, redone and that's ready for somebody to move in.
Okay. Because I'm an investor. We're looking in the Ogden area to buy something. Do you know if that street's very busy? It looks like there's a creek that is in the backyard, or does the backyard touch the creek?
That's a good question. I didn't notice that. I could ask them to find out. I'm guessing it would be possibly underground, but I know if it's walking distance to the river there. So just like a block and a half away, you can walk up to the river.
Yeah, because it's close to that botanical garden and that far park. We like that area.
Yeah. Are you guys just gonna use it as a rental or a short-term rental, or what's your thoughts?
Yeah, typically we do buy and holds. I don't know that it would perform great as a short-term rental, but we usually like to do long-term rentals as long as the numbers make sense. Have you guys had much traction on it?
Sorry about that. Just quick. Yeah, I mean, we've definitely been getting showings, and there's been a couple that have said, we're considering writing an offer and asked the questions, pertinent to that of, what are the sellers hoping for, all that type of stuff. We don't have anything in writing as of right now.
Okay. And are they open to cash offers?
I mean, they're open, yeah. I mean, they're investors too, right? So it's just about whether the offer works, and obviously cash is more secure. So as long as the numbers work, they would probably prefer it.
Okay. It wouldn't happen to be Scott Orison. Is this one of his flips?
It's not.
Okay. I just saw that it was on ABC's For Real Estate, and I know he does a lot of those.
Yeah, he just recently came over to brokerage. He's been doing a lot with us.
Okay. Yeah, so, I mean, cash obviously isn't going to be probably where you guys would want it, but that's why I was asking how long have they had it. They probably wouldn't want to take it. It'd be like $290.
Yeah, I think that's going to be, I don't think they could even get out of it for that, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I don't know their specific numbers, but based on, some of the conversations we've had, I think that would even get them out of it.
Okay. Yeah, typically that's not the case, but, sometimes we get people that are like, yeah, we'll take that. The other way we purchase it is we just take over their payments, but I'm guessing, do you know if they took out a hard money loan on this one?
Yeah, that's hard money.
Yeah. Okay. And they wouldn't be, well, that probably wouldn't work either, like seller finance, but they probably just need to pay off that hard money loan.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think this one would work for us then, but if they wanted to take that cash offer, you could keep us in mind. I'm sure that they'll want to keep it on, and I'm sure they can probably get something a little bit higher.
I mean, and if you wanted to put it in writing, I'll definitely submit it to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can do that.
To shoot your shot and actually get something in writing so they can properly look at it.
Yeah, usually we just send over like an LOI, and then if they're they're seriously interested, then we can write up an official offer just because LOIs are easier and faster to write.
Yeah, especially with cash. I mean,
Yeah.
there doesn't have to be a lot of the other things when you're talking about a cash offer. So
Yeah. Do you happen to have any other listings that someone might be interested in doing like a seller finance deal?
no, not really. I
Okay.
have one in Grantsville that's been sitting for a while, but we've already presented a few pretty good seller finance. It's just kind of, they're just tight on their numbers as far as what they owe the bank versus, value.
Yeah.
And so
They
there's
just
not
don't.
a lot of security there, even if somebody wants to come in and, even if you put a large down payment, I mean, and really that just would go towards the principal of the loan, right? So it's not like they're getting any extra security.
Well, I mean, I've done it either way, like depending on what the seller needs. We've kind of done it as if it were a rental. The down payment is almost like a deposit. So if they didn't want it to go to principal, that's fine. But usually what happens is the larger the down payment and whatever the seller is going to keep, they have to pay capital gains taxes on unless they're buying another property. And so, it depends on where they want it. Like if they want 100 grand in their pocket and we just take over payments, we've done that before too. What are they trying to do? Are they trying to buy another house?
Yeah, she's trying to move closer to family.
Okay. Does she have a house picked out already, or do you know?
We've actually got a couple under contract, but it was contingent on this one selling, so we didn't move on any of them. I mean, if you did it as a lease option, she might be more open to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we've done that because the main concern we get is like, how do I qualify for a new loan? So the two ways that we do it is either a lease option where we say, look, we'll give you the down payment that you want, and then as soon as you qualify and close on your other home, we'll exercise our option to purchase. Or a lot of the times it's just a simple call to the underwriter of wherever she's qualifying for a new loan and explaining the situation and showing them the contract. So we've done it both ways, but that's the most common concern that we get is, I want to go buy another house. How am I going to do that? And, we've done over 400 and haven't had a problem with anyone being able to qualify for another one because it almost just counts like a rental, and their debt to income acts like that doesn't, their current mortgage doesn't hit their debt to income.
Yeah, if you do it as a lease option up front. Used to be that you could just do because I've been doing this for 20 years, mostly creative investing. So
Yeah.
Banks used to allow you to just count that new note as an investment, and you could count the entire amount of the income versus like 70%.
Yeah.
I don't find many banks that do that these days.
Yeah. Yeah, we'd be open to a lease to option or an option to lease, or what, however she wants to do it. What do you know? Do you know what type of down payment she's wanting?
Well, again, the hard part about it is she wants more down payment for the security of it, right? In case things don't go well.
What is she scared of? What is she scared of not going well?
What's that?
What is she scared of not going well?
Somebody doesn't follow through, stops making the payments.
Okay, so
It's on her credit.
Typically how we structure it is we use a servicing company, and then let's just say, to keep numbers round and simple, she wants a $20,000 down payment. And let's just say we make payments for 6 months in default, which we never have, but let's just say worst case scenario we do. The way that we structure it is she would keep her down payment and obviously any payments that we've made towards her mortgage, and then she would repossess the home. So
sure,
she could either rent it again or just resell it. And I know you don't know me from Joe Blow, but we're partnered with Pace Morby. He's the largest Subto guy in the country, and so
Yeah, I know things.
that's we have people that buy it, and we vet the buyers. Um, so that's how we would do it.
So you'd be wholesaling the contract? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, most likely.
Got it. Right. Well, I mean, I can send you a link to it. You can look it up and see what you want to put together there. Again,
What's
it's kind of less likely.
What's the address?
I've already submitted some good ones. Hold on. Let me think about it.
You said Grantsville?
Grantsville, yeah. If you go to my listings page, you'll find it there. But
I'm actually just on Zillow.
oh, got it.
It's easier sometimes to navigate Zillow than the MLS. How big's the house?
Let me pull it up just so I can give you real numbers.
Okay.
Right. I got a bunch of different properties, so mine's a little foggy right now on all of it. Again, I've submitted to tour a couple of pretty good seller financed offers. And she just ultimately opted out of it after going through all the pros and cons.
Yeah. Was her main concern just somebody defaulting?
Yeah, I mean, when she's done with this, she wants to be done. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it's 273 East Cherry Street.
273 East Cherry.
So it's like 1356 up, 1386 down.
Okay.
Basement's unfinished. You could definitely add an ADU down there.
Okay.
And then it also has an extra big yard. So it's got a big side yard that right now it has to be left, kind of sunken for potential drainage. But at some point that will be able to be brought back up and developed. And as of right now, you could use that space.
Is that whole pasture hers in the back?
No,
Okay.
Just the side yard where the gravel
Oh,
is.
I see. I was like, that would be sweet.
Yeah, no, it would have been gone a long time ago if that was the case.
So what's her plan if she can't sell this thing? Just stay there?
Yeah, she'll just stay.
Okay. Yeah, it looks nice. How long has she lived there?
They built it in like 2019.
Do you know what the interest rate on her mortgage is, or does she just own it free and clear?
No, there's a mortgage. That's the issue. Like I said, between what she owes versus what it's worth. And there is an assumable loan at like 3.75%. But she only owes about $250 on that. And then there's a large HELOC behind it.
Okay. So, is her HELOC? She'd probably want that paid off. I'm guessing that would be the easiest way to do it.
Verbal, again, I've submitted some offers where it wasn't getting paid off, and that was the concern, is if that gets called or whatever else.
So, what's the amount that we would need to pay off on the HELOC to see if we can make it work?
It's like 200.
200,000.
I have the exact numbers, but off the top of my head, it's about 200.
And then the assumable loan is 3.75. Okay. And she owes how much on that loan?
Pretty close to 250.
250.
A little under 250.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of hard with that HELOC, but I could see if we could make it work. So ideally, she would like a $200,000 down payment to pay off the HELOC, and then we would just take over the $250,000 loan.
Yeah, plus enough to pay the closing costs and everything.
Yeah.
Agent fees, all that stuff.
Okay. Well, yeah, keep me in mind, and I'll run a few numbers and then follow up with you to see if maybe we could get this one to work.
Cool. Yeah, if you want to, when we jump off the phone here, I'll send you a text with the specifics on those loans, and that'll help you run your numbers.
Okay, sweet. I'll keep in touch with you, Christian.
Cool. Sounds good. We'll talk soon.
Okay, thanks, man.
Yep. Bye.
That was a good one. I'm going to end this because I'm going to start another one after I go to the bathroom. So, bye.